Your first look at high school football scores and highlights. This is First Down Friday Night with the WZDX Sports Team. First Down Friday Night is sponsored by your local Health Mart Pharmacy and B2EDI. Be the best to ever do it.
Hey everyone, we all know the saying, time flies by when you're having fun, and that's what we've been doing right here on First Down Friday Night. Because it is already week 10 of the high school football season, and it just makes you wonder, where has the time gone this year? I'm Mo Carter, and tonight we will show you some highlights of teams for the final time this season, while others are gearing up for the postseason. And as always, helping me out with the regular season finale on my First Down Friday Night crew, that's Charity Chambers and Kayla Carlisle, some wonderful and fabulous co-workers. They've got some of the biggest games from out east and out west. Ladies, let me know what's up for tonight.
Well, tonight I'm at our game of the week, and it just so happens to be the state's oldest rivalry, Guntersville, taking on Albertville. This is the 106th meeting between these two teams. I'll have those highlights coming up.
Listen, Halloween might be a few hours away, but there's nothing to be scared of tonight. On our list, we've got a couple of great 3A non-region matchups. First up, Lauderdale County taking on Brooks. Then after that, I'll show you Hatton at Clements.
All right, thank you, ladies. Can't wait to check out those highlights in just a few moments. Now, a handful of our local teams are postseason bound. During Week 10, many of those squads are getting some last-minute tune-ups as they get ready for the postseason. That includes Shoals and Sparkman. See, the Senators and the Trojans, they haven't played since the year 2003. I was back in high school back then. Now, the Senators' defense, they came ready to play. Check this play out here. Adrian Reedus and Karan White will converge on A.J. Cherry for the loss in the backfield. Now the Trojans trying to go through the air, but the defense will swarm and sting and set up a punting situation for Shoals. So we go on to the latter part of the first quarter. Nick Sawyer keeps the rock himself after he can't find anyone downfield. And hey, he's going to pick up some solid yards. This guy runs like a 4.4 40. Then they hand it off to former First Down Friday Night MVP Chance McClendon, and he gets a modest gain on that one. Looks like the turf monster got him as he tries to cut back. Then is McClendon again busting up the middle. Little help from the offensive line as he follows the blockers. You finally see some situations pay off as Sawyer finds Cameron Foley in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown. The extra point was good. Senators led 7-0 over the Trojans at the beginning of the second quarter. This was actually a defensive slugfest, everyone. Let's check out your final. Sparkman would go on to win by a final of 14-10. Now, next week in the playoffs, here's your scenario. Shoals will take on Mountain Brook. Sparkman, they've got perennial power, Hoover. All right, off to Northeast Alabama, Fort Payne taking on North Jackson. Now the Wildcats, they come out on fire, and like literally, they go with their quarterback, J.D. Blaylock, on the play-action pass. Watch him look deep down the field, and he's got a man. It's Cameron Thomas. Thomas is like, look, I'm not going down till I get into the end zone, and there it is right there. Wildcats on top, 7-0 with a good extra point. Later in the first, Fort Payne in the red zone once again. J.D. Blaylock runs the read option and runs away from everybody. It's a race to the pylon, and he's in for a score from 25 yards out. 14-0, Fort Payne on top. Still in the first quarter, nothing going right for North Jackson. Akeelan Summers and Dalton Morris on the same page. On the speed sweep, there's a fumble. Devin Wells will come up with the fumble recovery. And the Wildcats back in business again. Caden DeBose right up the middle, 24-yard touchdown, 21-0. At that point, let's check out your final from Stevenson, everyone. Fort Payne goes on to win by a final of 41-7. Next week, Fort Payne, they have Gardendale, while North Jackson will take on New Hope. Okay, after losing their first 4 games of the season, the Jemison Jaguars winning 4 out of the last 5 to clinch a playoff spot. Tonight, they got a tune-up game with Pell City. Pick things up, Pell City up 7-0 already. Quentin Hicks takes the handoff and sprints in from 5 yards out. Pell City will increase their lead to 14-0. Later, it's 17-0, but Cale Wood says something about that. The quarterback from Jemison following his blocks and finds pay dirt right here. 2-point conversion was good. That makes it 17-8. Later on, it's Woods on the offensive once again. Watch him throw an airmail pass, and Cameron Montgomery comes in with the ball, and he will find the end zone right there. 2-point conversion was no good. They were down 17-14, but Pell City would answer. Baylor Smith finds Bryson Clough and he goes across the middle, sheds a few tacklers, and finds the end zone right there. Pell City extends their lead. Let's check out your final score from this one as Pell City goes on to win by a final of 37-14. Next week, Jemison will travel to perennial power Pleasant Grove. Good luck to the Jaguars, and all of our teams are heading to Week 11, aka the first round of the playoffs. Now, a few teams who hail from the Highway 72 West Corridor are heading to the postseason next week, and tonight they wrapped up their regular season with some bouts against some longtime foes. Kayla Carlisle joins us from Highway 72 West with some Week 10 action.
Tonight kicked off the 46th meeting between these two 3A opponents. Though they aren't region opponents, they tend to always put on a pretty good show for their fans every single year. Brooks hit the road at Lauderdale County this evening. Here's a look at what happened. Both Brooks and Lauderdale County came off of big wins heading into tonight. Here's some of the action. First quarter, Kyler Merks takes the snap. He connects with Cameron Williams, one of many connections tonight. He tries to continue pushing through the Tigers defense, and he finally gets taken down, and that sets Brooks up for this. Merks goes to his right. He finds Cameron Dorflinger right on the line. He makes the catch. Refs call it good. Brooks gets on the board first, 7-0. Lauderdale County not making much progress, so fast forward, Brooks ball again. Merks pushes back, and he goes long to Williams, who is ready for the catch again. Tigers move downfield. Merks takes the snap. He calls it himself. He goes head first into some heavy defense. It's unclear if he made it over the goal line, but it looks like he answers the call. Refs call it good. Lauderdale County would block the extra point. Tigers go up 13-0. But here's a look at the final score. Both teams will have a shot at the playoffs next week as Lauderdale County hosts Ohatchee and Brooks travels to Gordo. Also happening tonight was another big 3A non-region matchup between Hatton and Clements. Second quarter, Clements down 12-0. Jaden Gilbert fakes the handoff, and he runs it himself. He takes it right to the house for the score. But hey, why not go for two while you're at it? This time, Gilbert does hand it off. Colts make it in. That's good for two. They get on the board 12-8. But Hatton would respond. Briley Kirby throws it up to James Jones, who's deep in the end zone. He gets the catch, and the Hornets get another score. But they decide to go for two as well. Kirby tosses it to Carter Reed, and he just glides his way right into the end zone for the extra 2 points. Hatton goes up 20-8. And here's a look at your final score for that game. This is actually the end of the road for the Clements Colts, but next week Hatton will get another chance in the first round of the playoffs as they travel to Aliceville. At Clements High School, I'm Kayla Carlisle, WZDX Sports.
All right, thank you so much, Kayla. Don't forget, everybody, we're on social media at Mo Carter WZDX, at Kayla WZDX, and also at Charity WZDX. You can send us a tweet. We may read it out by the end of the show. You've got like 20 more minutes to do so. We're just getting started here on First Down Friday night. Coming up next, one of the state's oldest rivalries, adding a new chapter to their book. Up next, we'll check in with Guntersville and Albertville. Stay tuned for that one.
Now, back to the action on First Down Friday night.
All right, welcome back, everyone. There are several head-to-head matchups in the Tennessee Valley. They're at least 50 years old. Some are 60 and 70 years old. We have a few that are 80 and 90, or at least in that range. But no matchup is older than the one that we're featuring tonight in our First Down Friday night varsity game of the week. Charity Chambers joins us now from the Guntersville area with this long-time matchup. Charity, tell the folks about this history lesson between these two.
Yeah, Mo. Well, this was an important matchup for several reasons. Kind of like you mentioned, this is the state's oldest rivalry, Albertville versus Guntersville. This is the 106th meeting between these two teams. So let's see who came out on top. Guntersville had an opportunity to make history of its own tonight, though. If they beat Albertville, this would be their fourth undefeated regular season in program history. Very first drive of the game, Wildcats coming out hot. Cole McCarty not liking what he sees, so he decides to call his own number. He picks up some good yardage for Guntersville. Fast forward a little bit later, it's fourth down, and they're going for it. McCarty, with time in the pocket, finds Cooper Davison, and he picks up the first down and then some. Wildcats making it look easy here. McCarty aired it out this time. He throws it deep to the end zone to Jack Harris. What a play, good throw, great catch. Extra point would be good. Wildcats take an early 7-0 lead. Albertville going to try to get something going, but they are struggling. Ben Allen rolls to his left. Pass intended for Isaac Henderson is incomplete. It's 3 and out for the Aggies. Guntersville's ball. McCarty, hands it off to Logan Pate. He picks up a couple of yards before being brought down. It's 4th down for the Wildcats, and guess what? They're going for it again. Why not? They would be successful once again. Pate goes to his right, and look at him go. He picks up the 1st down and a few more. 1st down Guntersville. And they continue to drive down the field. McCarty feeling the pressure, so he's just going to take it himself. What a run here. He's brought down just before the goal line. Logan Pate runs it up the middle for the score. Guntersville ended up winning this one big. They are undefeated for the regular season. Congrats to them. Let's take a look at the final score. A little bit down the road, DAR taking on Brindlee Mountain. DAR with the commanding 36-0 lead in the second quarter. This defense had a lot to do with it. Lions trying to get something going, but they would have no luck. Ian Gardner takes a sack. Brindlee Mountain trying a little trickery this time, but the Patriots didn't fall for it. They will once again lose quite a few yards. DAR back with the ball. Cameron Lindsay on the keep. He runs to his right, hits the outside. He has some good blocking, turns on the Jets. He cruises in for the score. DAR went on to win big. Let's take a look at the final score.
Cameron Lindsay, number 1, the quarterback.
So like you saw, a couple of blowouts here in the Guntersville area. And I just have to say a huge shout out to the Wildcats. Like I mentioned, this is only the 4th time in school history that they have gone undefeated in the regular season. Next week, they will be hosting Hatton in the first round of the playoffs. Live in Guntersville, I'm Charity Chambers. Mo, send it back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Charity. Have a safe trip back from the Guntersville area. Last night, a big game across the river as you had 7A against 6A. Mountain Brook taking on Austin. Black Bears start out with the ball. Quincy Crittenden doesn't question it. He goes long, and I'm talking about way down the field. A Trey Shackelford, the huge gain right there. He racks in over 1,000 yards in just 10 games, breaking a school record. But the celebration doesn't last long. Crittenden goes to hand it off, but the ball is dropped and fumbled in the process, and the Spartans would recover it, but they wouldn't capitalize. So fast forward, Black Bears with the ball again. Crittenden scrambling back and forth. That's until he connects with Javon Jackson, and that's a 1st down for the Black Bears. A few plays later, it's Crittenden doing it himself, making the house call and taking it to the end zone for a score. Austin up 7-0. Let's fast forward now to the second quarter. Game is tied at 7 apiece. Sparkman forces a field goal. Spartans force a field goal. Black Bears, Noah Flood kicks it in, and it's good. It's 10-7 at that point. But let's check out your final score from this one as Mountain Brook has a big second half. They go on to win by a final of 31-22. Next week, both of these teams are in the playoff. Austin will take on Oak Mountain, while Mountain Brook will take on Muscle Shoals. There's more from the regular season finale of First Down Friday night coming your way. We'll find out if Huntsville could grab their first victory of the season against longtime foe Decatur. The answer is next.
Now, more scores and highlights from across the valley on First Down Friday night.
Well, everyone, you know you can watch First Down Friday night 4 different ways. Of course, live at 10 p.m. right here on WZDX and also on the website, rocketcitynow.com. The full show is usually on YouTube around midnight on Saturday morning. And, of course, you can sit down on Whammy 54.2 Sundays at 6 p.m. to check out all the action. Well, by now, you know, we've teamed up with Pro Football Hall of Famer and Best to Ever Do It brand creator Walter Jones this season to find the best offensive lineman in the area. The brand not only promotes greatness on the football field, but also for individuals in the community. Here's Kayla Carlisle with our latest Walter Jones Best to Ever Do It offensive lineman of the week.
Hey, we just want to thank everybody. This week's Walter Jones Best to Ever Do It offensive lineman of the week is Brendan Bechtel from Grissom High School.
Coming in at 6'2", 290 pounds, Brendan Bechtel is no stranger to the offensive line.
I was really the biggest and tallest, so by that, I was basically automatically booted to the line.
But for Brendan, pancaking is just one of the many joys he gets when moving around the biggest guys on the field. He says being a part of scoring in any way is the most rewarding part of his position.
It just feels great that I was a part of helping that happen.
But to be the best to ever do it, you've got to be good not only on the field, but off the field as well.
I worked with special needs kids. I've gone and basically done activities with them. I volunteered help coaching the youth groups, and I really try my hardest. If anything's available, I'll do it.
He says getting himself involved in the community is something he loves to do, no matter what that leads to.
If something comes up and they need help somewhere, if I have nothing nothing planned or anything, then I'll definitely come and help out. Doesn't really matter what it is, in my opinion.
But when he's around his teammates, they see him as something else. They even gave him a nickname to match what they saw.
We call Brendan over there Big Sexy.
I always typically have my jersey. I pulled up and everything to where my gut usually shows, and just it's thick. And also because I'm the most good looking on the team. That's simple.
But being the biggest guy on the team isn't always what Brendan wants. He says staying inside so much from coronavirus has hurt him in one specific way.
Because this COVID, I've lost my girlish figure. I gained 15 pounds. I'm trying my hardest to lose it again.
Another big congrats to Brendan on being this week's Walter Jones Best to Ever Do It Offensive Lineman of the Week. Tune in next week to see who we pick next.
Oh, man, you got to love the big guys in the trenches. Let's get back to some high school football. Huntsville hosted Decatur for the 91st time ever last night. Panthers searching for their first win of the season, second quarter. They're already up 14-3 when Stone lawless. With the play action fake, he's got all the time in the world, and he's got a man. It's Landon Coleman, and watch number 4 strut into the end zone for a long touchdown. 20-3 Huntsville on top. Now Decatur, they would get great field position off of the turnover, but the Red Raiders drive would stall. So Michael Povey comes on and boots in a short field goal. Red Raiders trail 20-6 at the break. Let's go to the second half now. Decatur with the ball. It's their quarterback, Ellis Dickman. His pass will be tipped and intercepted by Jackson Houston. And the defensive lineman coming up with a nice game for Huntsville. And the Panthers, they would cash in with a 26-yard field goal that is coming up right now on your television screen in your living room or bedroom or wherever you're watching First Down Friday night. They led 23-6 at that point. Let's check out your final score from this one. Huntsville goes on to get their first victory of the season by a final of 37-13. That was the season finale for both Huntsville and Decatur. All right, how about another matchup taking place last night? Cullman playing host to Columbia, and the game was actually rescheduled from earlier this year. Bearcats knocking on the door in the first quarter. Max Doolin tosses it out to Jamar K, and Mr. K is A-OK with the end zone right here. 7-0 Cullman on top. Columbia goes 3 and out on their next possession. They're in punt formation, and there's a bad snap on the play. Tyler Gamble decides to fall on it in the end zone. That's a safety for the Bearcats. They're now up 9-0. Bearcats take the free kick, march down the field. They get it to Jake Doolin, following his blockers, and he walks into the end zone. 16-0 Cullman. Still in the first quarter, Cullman on the move again. The inside handoff to Noah Key, and the key to success is just to run away from everybody. He gets the touchdown right here, 23-0 at that point. Let's check out your final score from down I-65, and it was all Coleman. They win 40-6. Coleman will take on Shades Valley in the postseason. This was Columbia's season finale. All right, everyone, we'll wrap up First Down Friday night, the regular season finale, when we return. All right, everyone, welcome back to First Down Friday night. Let's take you out to Florence. They were taking on Gordondale tonight at Brawley Stadium. Will Crowder of Gordondale finds the defensive lineman Isaiah Robinson in the end zone for a touchdown. Rockets up 14-0 against the Falcons. Now later on, Florence is set back to punt. Derek Carter Jr., pretty good last name. Look at the speed on this guy here. He's going to make a house call. He goes untouched on the punt return for a TD that makes it 21-0, Rockets on top. Now Florence, they would build some momentum near halftime as Jalen Simpson takes the handoff on fourth down, follows his blocks, and busts out the pack, everybody. He scores on the 23-yard touchdown, 21-7. At that point, let's check out your final score from Brawley Stadium. Florence made a value coming back, but it wasn't enough. 27-21 was the final. Next week, Gardendale will take on Muscle Shoals. All right, everyone, don't forget you can help us pick the next First Down Friday Night MVP of the week. News at RocketCityNow.com. Send us the name, the team, of course, the position, and the stats. We want you guys to have a wonderful weekend. Be safe out there. If you go trick-or-treating, be safe, mask up, and like I said, Be safe, everyone. We'll see you next Friday for week 1 of the high school playoffs. Have a great weekend.
First Down Friday Night is sponsored by your local Health Mart Pharmacy and B2EDI. Be the best to ever do it.